Alright, what's up you guys? This is Lloyd here with the single guy. I got my buddy.
Oh, Evil Stifler. Yeah, so Lloyd wanted to come into the park today and have a little conversation about one thing that I always find that helps me get laid more than everybody else in the world is persistence. Now, perseverance and persistence are the key to success. It's really true. It's so true that, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Okay, we've all heard that before. But more importantly, persistence to hang into the set when you might think that it's over because you're not getting the feedback you want from the girl at the time because maybe her friends came in. Maybe your conversation's running a little bit dry. So persistence works in two ways for me. If the conversation runs dry, I'm going to be switching over and trying to change scenery. So okay, I'm either in the dance floor, we're dancing, blah 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 blah. You can't say much shit on the dance floor because you're dancing. You want to prelude over to the bar to get a drink. So hey, come on, let's go over to the drink. You're getting a drink. You do the hey, where's it from? How's he doing? The regular questions, maintaining a flirtatious relationship as you're trying to see if she likes you or not, and then you continue on with your persistence of your questioning and how you're placing yourself into the position that she is okay with you being with her. And so that way if her friends come up or whatever, another thing you might say, her friends are here, so I'll see you later, or she might be like, hey, all my friends just showed up. Great, let's go over there and meet them, walk over there with her,
Yeah.
You want to jump in here, Lloyd? Say a little something?
Dude, this is like the typical answer that you get from guys that give up really easily and don't get laid, or like guys that they'll come back to me and they'll say, oh, like her friends showed up, or like, oh, she got in the cab and she got in the cab and she went back to her place. And it's like, dude, why didn't you go meet her friends? Why didn't you go back to her place? It's when things don't go exactly the way people imagine them in their heads, and the way they imagine them is so narrow-minded. Like when you're going out and you're meeting people, like, dude, complicated things happen, situations get crazy, and you're gonna have to be able to be cool with them and figure out a way to get what you want out of it. And that's if your goal is to go home with the chick that night, then going to her place as opposed to your place isn't really that big of a deal. Her friends coming in and meeting them and then you get to talk to her after isn't that big of a deal. But a lot of people get thrown off when exactly how they picture things going down, if it doesn't go that way, then they just give up. And what we're trying to tell you right now is to not do that. If things are going to get thrown at you that you're not going to see every night you go out, things happen that I've never pictured before happening. But I've had similar things happen to me and I've still gotten the job done, so it doesn't really throw me off, and it doesn't throw Evil Stifler off either.
A lot of the times that when I find like that situation where I meet some girls, like we're at the bar hanging out, and they go onto the dance floor, and then so let's say that they haven't been on the dance floor yet, they all want to go dance, and I love dancing too, but sometimes girls don't want to dance with you directly in front of their friends when they all met you. It's one thing if you meet a girl on the dance floor, or if you meet her by yourself and you guys are going out and dancing together, but I've always found that a lot of times when women go out to dance together in a group and they walk on the dance floor, they kind of like to feel the dance floor out and shake it out a little bit so they can get a little bit of attention from everybody. So what I always find is cool is if you don't want to dance with them right off because like they don't want to dance with you and you don't want to fucking blow yourself out of the set by being like too aggressive on the one girl, because otherwise her girlfriends would be like, all right, buddy, might like block you out. And they can block you out too, but also, buddy up with their friends. Quality move, always buddy up with their friends and stay on top of that. But if their friends are hot just like them, make sure that you're not, that you're still coming back and giving us a little bit of attention to the one that you are actually into, because girls get jealous just as easily as guys do. We're all human. So anyhow, what I'm saying is when they're dancing on the dance floor and you don't have anything to say and you don't want to just kind of give them a little space, but you don't want to lose them, this is perseverance. Step back for a second. Go get a drink yourself from the bar, but if it's a giant club, maybe just step back and act like you're talking to some random stranger, like turn around to a guy, be like, hey, what's up, like shoot the shit with him, buddy up with somebody else for a second. You got two other girls you gotta help, find them guys for, so don't pick some fucking nerd who's gonna suck and ruin your shit if you're standing next to him. Like, avoid that guy. Also, if you see some try and find somebody who's in the similar mind frame as you, that that won't suck. So anyhow, the point of it is back off from them for a second, and then when they're done dancing, or you can come back in and be like, hey, let's go get a drink at the bar. And then you come back up for round 2, right? And I'm not opposed to buying women drinks either. Some people say it's stupid. If a chick asks me to buy her a drink, I'll tell her no. But
Yeah,
if
it's the way they ask too.
yeah, that's the way they. So like, are you gonna buy me a drink? I'm like, bitch, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't buying you shit. But if a chick's like dancing, we're talking, you know, and like I'm getting to know her, I love to buy her a drink. Be my fucking pleasure, you know, cause and you know, I always like to throw in like a little comment, like, come on, I'll buy you a drink, no sex attached, you know, whatever. I'm big on like disassociating myself with the end result, you know. Kind of like, it's cool, we don't have to do anything you don't want to kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if you know, you walking with a chick, just look and be like, I'm not gonna have sex with you. You know, we're not having sex, so get that out of your mind.
Yeah.
Subliminally just putting in little pokers to have fun and be playful with it too. And it kind of takes the ease out of the, you know, the monkey out of the, what's the next one? The elephant out of the room or some shit? Anyhow, one bite at a time.
Yeah,
so,
elephant
yeah,
gets elephant
here you
out
go,
of the
buddy.
Okay, so all these little things that Evil Stifler's talking about when it comes to persistence and getting women, they're all just like little nitpicks that they're going to happen to you in the night when you're going out and you're going about your day. And what I think separates the guys that are actually successful and the guys that just end up giving up is that, well, first of all, the guys who do well, they want it more than the guys that don't. The guys that just kind of give up, they didn't really want it to begin with.
Yeah, how much do you want it? It's like when you go to talk to a girl, and I think we were talking about this, and I heard you were talking about this in one of your videos the other day. I was watching it. It's like when you talk to a girl, you know, are you talking to her just to amuse yourself to get this quota of, oh, I talked to the girl, okay, well, I'm good for the night then, or do you actually want to? Are you actually attracted? Are you actually interested? And how bad do you want it? You know, and are you willing to fight for it? That means fighting yourself too, because you're your own worst critic. Everybody is. So, you know, I think that if you really want it, then you'll put it in your head that you want it, you know, and that'll be something that you can stick with. But don't be a fucking psychopath and a sociopath. And if she's not into it, you know, don't push it on her. And like, you know, obviously don't embarrass yourself, because then that's gonna fuck up your self-esteem even more, you know. And so yeah, I would just say that you gotta really want it. If you want to go out and you want to meet a girl and you think she's really pretty, don't hesitate. You know, step first. Be there, because women have like a split-second hesitation. If she looks at you, smiles, and you fucking look off to the side, she's gonna look around to the next guy and smile. You know, and literally, like, I'm a little bit of a jaded motherfucker for this, because my vision's not too good, so I miss out on a lot of those opportunities. So I really judge body language also a lot too. But you were talking about body language earlier. What were you saying?
So with body language and posture, I basically, well, the way I conduct myself is I kind of make sure that I'm standing up straight and I have good posture. But if I have to lean over and
Their body language.
Oh, their body language.
Reading their body language.
If she's turned and facing to me, then that's what I look for. If she's looking around, like trying to see what else is going on, like, and she's giving me, and I'm talking to her shoulder, basically, or you sometimes get that, then that's not good. And I try and make sure that I'm getting her full face and her shoulders are tilted so they're, you know, I can see her whole front. And that's kind of the stuff that I look for. But I kind of wanted to get into tell some stories about persistence. Do you want to talk about some stories? I have a couple right now that I could just dish out. So I'll do one story that really exemplifies. Mine's kind of like a long game. I think Evil Stifler, the one he might tell, is like what happened over the course of a night, but mine happened over like a couple weeks. It happened over a couple weeks.
Boy, he's never been on that journey.
So I met this chick. My buddy, he works at one of the strip clubs here. We were at this party. This happened, you know, like a year and a half ago.
Mom. Just kidding.
Not anymore. So
stepmom.
So basically, we were at this party. It was open bar, and I'm just chilling, and I'm talking to one of the strippers. And she's like really hot. I'm really into her, and we're kind of gelling. We're having a good time, and I try and get her number at some point. She's like, "You can't get my number." I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "I can't get my number out to customers." And I'm like, "What? That's silly. Like, you should give me your number." And she's like, "No," and she walks away. find her again, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? We talk for a little bit. Seems like it's going well. She's about to run off, and I'm like, hey, you got to just slim me your number. It's gonna be cool. It's fine. She's like, nope, can't do it. Runs off. Goes to do her dance. Guys are throwing money at her. She goes off with one of the dudes, give him a lap dance, and I'm like, shit, like putting all this work in and not getting anything out of it. So then she comes back. I start talking to her again, and I'm like, you gotta give me like just. Please, something. I'm saying something.
She hurts sometimes, even to listen to it.
Yeah, and so, but and eventually she's like, I'm like, all right, cool. So I take a pen and I put it in her hand. And I'm gonna just write it down really quick on my hand. So she writes her number down really quick on my hand, and then I never see her again. So then the next day I message her. She doesn't really respond, and then I message her again.
Psycho. That's persistence.
And then I'm saying, and then I'm saying something funny, and then she finally responds, and then we talk for like a week or something like that, messaging back and forth. She's kind of giving me not much, and eventually, I don't know how I did this, but I convinced her to come out on a date with me. I think I did it while I FaceTimed her. Actually, that was a pretty good move, because I got her on the phone. Because obviously, if I wasn't getting any signals that she was interested in me, I would have stopped.
Sure.
I would have stopped a long time ago. But I knew she was interested. She was just kind of being. It seemed like it was a little bit of a playing hard to get type stuff, but she was also just trying to protect herself too.
Thrown at herself every single night.
Yeah, she's just, she's working in an environment where like guys are trying to get at her constantly. And so eventually I took her out on the date, and she was like kind of being mean to me at the beginning, but I was persistent and I was nice no matter what. And then I ended up taking her home. We ended up having a good time. It was great. What are you looking at?
Sorry, I was checking on this.
Oh, wait.
I'm literally like a fucking dog when I see a ball jumping down the street. It's a curse.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a blessing.
So the point being was that like, I knew that she was interested, and I didn't let. A lot of people would have been just like, oh well, I guess I can't do it because she works there and I'm a customer.
She said no 4 times.
She said.
Could have been that one. That would have been a little bit of kicker too, but but you stuck to it. The kid stuck to it because you liked her.
So I stuck. I stuck to it because I liked her, and also, she was giving me. I could tell this chick was interested in me. It was just the fact that she was like. It seemed like she was vetting me a little bit, and at the same time, she was also. I knew her position, and I knew kind of the stuff that she was in, and I knew that if I did get the phone number, like something good could happen out of it. So. I was persistent, but I wasn't like obnoxious about it too. I wasn't like annoying her.
You got the FaceTime.
Oh no, I went on a date, and then she was being kind of mean to me, but like eventually at around 2 a.m. I brought her home, and we ended up having sex, and it was awesome.
Beautiful story.
Yes.
Beautiful story.
So that was over the course of a couple weeks, where you can be persistent, and then Evil Stifler will tell you. You want to tell the story what that happened to you a week ago?
Yeah, it's a little long, but I'll tell it. So here's a quick one.
Short news.
Yeah. All right. So I walk into this restaurant. I see this hot chick. My buddies are there. They weren't having the night. The chef that I knew that was going to work there, so we ended up leaving. All right. Went to a bar. Came out. Went back to my house to get another jacket because it was cold. And on the way back to my house, I walked by the restaurant, and that girl was standing outside this time, and I was like, hey, I saw you earlier for like 2 seconds when I was walking by. And she was like, yeah, the 2-second guy. And I was like, yeah, that's me. Haha, Mr. 2-second man, And so then we had a little laugh, and I was like, what are you up to? And she's like, oh, we're going to go to this bar next door. So we walk in the bar. The girls walk in the bar, and they go right to the bathroom, and they come out, and they come running out of the bathroom. I'm like, what the fuck? So then, like normally, girls come in the bar with you, and then they just walk right past me. I'm standing on the wall, and they just walked right past me and go outside. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, nah, bitch, I was just talking to you. Like, this shit ain't over yet. Where the fuck you going? So then I roll up on them outside, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Where'd you go? And they're like, oh, well, our friend got choked in the bathroom by this other chick. She, like, fucking choked her, and so we're leaving because this bitch almost fucking tried to fight my friend. And I was like, oh, well, fuck that bitch, If we ever find her, we'll fuck her up. So we're walking down the street, sure as shit, here comes the chick that choked the girl that I was into. Her friend got choked, and the girl like fucking grabs her. My girl grabs her and throws her on the ground, and then like starts punking this other chick. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. She was like, bitch, don't fucking touch my friend. Fucking like slammed her on the ground by her throat. Awesome. I was like, holy shit, this bitch is badass. Right? For real.
Getting into
Like
fights.
that was my kind of girl. And so then I start yelling at the girl on the ground. I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking choke people, bitch. What you get? You know, like buddying up with the girl that I was into. And she's like, yeah, thanks for having my back on that. I was like, fuck that bitch. So then I instantly had her back, right? So that was persistence, perseverance, number one, right? Then they're like, oh, let's go to this club. So we go downtown, we hop in the cab, we all go to this club. We're partying, we're dancing. Here's the same situation I was just talking about. They go to the dance floor, and I'm like into this chick. You know, we're having fun, we're dancing, but her girlfriends are there too, and she's trying to dance with them. And her girlfriend just got choked, so that was kind of like a big deal. We had to like help, you know, soothe her through her time of trauma, and so like, you know, I was persistent with that. And there was like lots of other girls around. Normally most of the guys would be like, oh, fuck this shit, it's too much of a hassle. But I stuck in there. I fell back on the dance floor a little bit, talked to a couple people, just like I said, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna go to this other club. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning. All the bars are closed. It's a fucking Tuesday. We go from that club. We go to this other club. It's not even open, but my friends own it, so they open the door for us. We party in there till 6 o'clock in the morning. These other two girls that she was with, they were getting all fucked up on knows what. And me and my girl, we weren't into that. So the end of the night comes, and the sun's coming up. We're walking out of the club on a fucking Tuesday, and
On a Tuesday.
going up on a Tuesday, for real. And so then we all hop in a cab, and there's just 3 guys, and there's just 3 girls and me, you know. And I've been with my girl, and everybody else is all fucked up on miscellaneous drugs and whatnot. And so the guys are like, well, can we just get a ride home? Because it was kind of like on the way. And I was like, well, what's up? Like, you want to come back to my house? And she's like, oh, I can't. I got to go to my girl. I got my dog at home. I live out of town, and I got to go to my girlfriend's house. And I'm like, all right, well, what's up? Can I go with you? And she's like, yeah, let's just drop off these guys first. I was like, sweet. So then I'm fucking persistence and perseverance number 4, right? Fucking miracle number 4. I only was supposed to, you know, perform 3 miracles to become a saint. But
He's doing 4.
yeah, doing 4 up in this bitch. So anyhow, so we get to the girl's house. We dropped off all the other guys, and her girlfriend won't let me in the house. It's fucking 7 o'clock in the morning now. The sun is on the way up. It's fucking freezing cold. I'm like, what are we doing here? I could have just got out of my house because we drove right by my house. And she's like, well, and I was like, well, that sucks. And you want to just come back to my house? And she's like, all right, let's just go back to your house. But I couldn't take her to my house because I had my fucking friend sleeping on my fucking door. And I was like, and her girlfriend's like, no, she's going to stay with me. We're going to call you your own cab and you're going to go home. And I looked at her, I'm like, fuck, come on. Like, what the fuck? Like, just send her home. She's all fucked up. She just wants somebody to hang out with. So finally the girl was like, no, honey, tells her girlfriend that the girl that got choked, tells her girlfriend, she goes, hey, like, we're going to go over to my house and I'm going to take him home with me. So we call another cab, boom, head up out of town, go to this chick's house. She has a beautiful house. We get there, awesome house, and hung out all morning long until like noon. It was great. I don't want to get into details, but it was...
Was that persistence number 5?
That was persistence number 5, was getting in the fucking cab with her, and instead of just punking out and going to my house, nope, going 20 miles out of the fucking city to go home with this chick. Because that's how badass and hot she was, and that's how much I wanted it. And that's the story. If you want it, and you like her, and you're cool, and you can hang in there. Don't be a fucking little bitch. Don't give yourself constraints.
Yeah, there's one thing that I wanted to add before we end this, and that's like, this is a lesson for me, because trust me, as a guy who's like angry all the time, Evil Stifler didn't lose his cool when things were happening, when things were getting thrown his way.
Oh yeah, I could have been fucking.
He could, as soon as you start getting all pissy and we're like, fine, whatever.
The girls walked by me in the bar, I could have gave up.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you start getting pissy and mad, like it's no one wants to hang out with you when you start doing that. It's done. That's when you really lose. That's when people, lose your attraction for you. That's when people start losing interest.
Kill them with kindness.
That's what happens. And the same thing that happened with me too. I was always being nice. I never lost my cool in that matter. And I was always like cool, calm, and like still very interested and still smiling. So when that happens, don't lose your cool. Maintain your confidence and keep going.
All right. Well, you know what, guys? It's getting a little chilly out here. Thanks a lot for having me, Lloyd. Always a good opportunity to be on The Single Guy. Good network, good channel. Subscribe to The Single Guy on the YouTube channel, Lloyd's channel.
Yeah, thanks a lot, you guys. Good luck out there. If you made it to the end, consider subscribing. Come up with videos like this every single week. Thanks a lot, and good luck out there.